Welcome to Meet the Candidate. I'm Bianca Mewborn, freelance journalist and a contributing correspondent to the Daily Reflector and the Standard newspapers. And today I'm with Davon Daggs, Ward 3 candidate for the Ayden Town Board of Commissioners. Mr. Daggs, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm Davon Daggs. I'm 25 years old. I am married with one child. I was born here in Ayden. I was born in Greenville at the hospital. However, I was raised right on the outside of Ayden, near the Stick Valley area on Old Tar Road. That's where my grandparents live, and my grandparents are who raised me. I went to schools in Ayden. In 2021, I started my career with the sheriff's office and worked there. Previously, before this, I did run for mayor in Ayden. And yeah, that's about it.
Mr. Daggs, why are you interested in being a town commissioner?
So I'm interested in being a town commissioner because I believe that Ayden needs a voice that is something they haven't had before, but something that I know I can do for the people.
Right.
Especially Ward 3 and all of Ayden. I just don't want the rest of Ayden to feel left out, but all of Ayden. So I'm interested in being a town commissioner because I believe there's something that I could speak on the people's behalf and really be that person, that liaison between the commissioner board and the people. Because a lot of times people feel left out, they don't feel heard,
right.
And they a lot of times feel that they're undervalued and appreciated. So that's really why I want to be a town commissioner.
What are some of your strengths?
So some of my strengths are that I am a solid, and I take time when it comes to processing information and thinking before you speak, which is the most important thing. Because like I said earlier, a lot of people want to be heard, and they want to know, like, hey, does he really have my best interests? And I want the citizens and residents of Ayden to know that, yes, I have your best interests, and I also want you to feel heard. I want you to feel valued. I want you to feel appreciated. I want you to call Ayden your home. So my main strength is I'm really a listener. That's my biggest thing. Like, I can listen and make you feel appreciated and valued, like I care, which in reality I do.
Listening is a strength. Why should the citizens of Ayden vote for you?
So good question. I think the citizens of Ayden should vote for me because I bring a different perspective, a younger perspective, being 25 years old, resources like that are easily accessible. Me being younger with my schedule in public service, I have a lot of time on my hands. So a lot of folks don't know, but with law enforcement, you work 5 days on, 5 days off. So I may work Monday, Tuesday, be off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means that next week I'm only working Wednesday and Thursday. So I have a lot of time on my hand, and that is something that not only I can take advantage of, but the citizens and the people of Ayden can take advantage of. Because if they know that somebody has the time and the patience to go to wherever they need me to go and look at whatever they need looked at and listen, then that's something I think anyone would take advantage of.
Right. Can you describe a time where you faced a challenging situation?
Yes. So working at the sheriff's office in the detention center, I had 2 inmates that were not on the same page. They couldn't get along. They got loud, and to the point where it was about to turn into a physical altercation.
Oh my. So
in a situation like that, you got to act fast and process what's really going on. Like, what's the bigger issue here? What's the bigger picture? So I separated them. I talked to them both, and I handled the situation before it turned violent. And that's the biggest thing. You want both inmates or both citizens to feel like they're heard.
Right.
And both of them can get what they want. But in reality, you got to compromise, because it's like a give and take. You can't always get what you want.
You cannot.
It's not how the world works. But that was a challenge situation because I knew I had to figure out something to do to prevent these individuals from fighting, because it's not something that we want.
Can you tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult colleague?
That's also a good question. So, yes, because with working with that colleague, and I'm not going to call no names, it was like the communication wasn't there. I valued and appreciated that person. I'm not going to say they didn't value and appreciate me, but the communication wasn't there. Instead of talking to me, they were talking at me.
Oh, no.
And it was trying to devalue me. And that's not something that I'm a fan of, nor would I tolerate. So I didn't correct that individual or pull them aside in front of everybody. I pulled them to the side, and we had that conversation like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's the real issue here? Like, I don't appreciate this, and they appreciated me for pulling to the side and having that conversation. Because if you allow a person to continue to run over you, they're going to continue to do it. At some point, you got to stand up for yourself.
Absolutely.
And stand up for what it is you really want.
Can you describe a situation where you had to prioritize multiple tasks?
Yes. In everyday life, being a father, being a husband, being a grandson. Like I said, my grandparents raised me. My grandfather's deceased, and my grandmother has a big role in my life. So that's in working full time, that is very prioritizing. Mm-hmm. But it's all good prioritizing because I want to do the love and the care and the passion that I have for my family, both immediate and external, is different. Like, I want to do this. So when you want to do something, you prioritize it to where it flows and there be no issues.
Oh, yeah, we definitely prioritize the things that are important to us. What is your proudest accomplishment?
So, back to my family, being married, meeting my wife, having my son, being a father, that really opened up my eyes. That's my biggest accomplishment, because I know every day I got to be better than I was yesterday. I got to be a better man when I leave the house. I got to be a better father when I get home. I got to be a better husband when I'm dealing with my wife. So that's my biggest accomplishment, was finding my wife, getting married, and having my child.
Awesome. That's so lovely. Mr. Daggs, if elected, what is your primary goal to accomplish during your term?
So that's a good question. So my primary goal would be to make Ayden feel like a united community. Because a lot of times, and especially now when I hear business owners calling me and residents calling me, they feel like sometimes they're left out. And in reality, it's true. So my biggest goal would be to make sure everyone feels welcome, everyone feels appreciated, everyone feels valued, and everyone feels heard. Because it's imperative and it's important that they do feel heard. Because we want everyone to feel welcome to Ayden. We don't want to feel like somebody's pushing you out the door. We want you to feel welcome, because really and truly, Ayden is a place to call home.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about some of the community involvement you've had within the last 5 years?
So definitely in my church, we do a lot of outreach, food bank stuff. As I'm a part of the Ayden Main Street leadership team, and supporting local businesses and their community involvement, bringing citizens to Ayden. Because we've had a lot of folks that I've worked with like, hey, where can I buy a house at? I'm like, you know what? Ayden got a lot of new development going outside of the city limits, which actually has been annexed into the city limits. Those are some good houses, and I brought a lot of people, or a good amount of people, to Ayden.
What do you see as the most pressing needs for infrastructure or capital projects in Ayden?
So that's a good question. So I feel like it's imperative that we have to improve roads, sidewalks, and the outdated water system. If we could, it may seem so small, but to some it's so big. Ayden is very unique. There's no other place like Ayden. That's why they call it Ayden. It's known for its barbecue. So if we can improve those small things, in the long run, it'll pay off in the big time. Mm-hmm. It would, because you wouldn't have to worry about it 10, 15 years from now. If you could improve the water system, if you could preserve farmland, if you could fix those uneven sidewalks, because they are uneven. Mm-hmm. I walk on them. They are uneven. But those are important things to what some may call little people. But I don't believe in little people. I believe everybody is important and unique in their own way.
Mr. Daggs, that brings me to my next question. Should the board be encouraging building and development?
Yes, but it has to be responsible. You want building and development to serve the people, not the other way around. Bring jobs or bring businesses that create jobs and different type of opportunities for the people. I'm sure the Ayden Chamber of Commerce would love for the commercial businesses to come in, but it has to benefit the people.
What one part of town would receive more attention from you if elected?
That's a good question. So I feel like that's the problem now, is certain parts of town and south, north, east, west Ayden are receiving more attention than others. And I'm not going to focus just on one part of town. It's imperative that I focus on all of the town as a whole. Because when you pick and choose what part of town you want to invest in and what part of town you don't, a lot is left out. But if you could invest slowly but for surely in all areas, then nobody would be left out.
Mr. Daggs, how do you think the city council should interact with staff?
Well, I definitely think the city council should respect staff. They should definitely thank them for and appreciate them for the work that they do. But it's also important that they may remain professional and definitely try to do some type of collaboration, some appreciation for what they do. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. So we also have to establish that guideline of the policies. They got to be there, and it's imperative that the employees and the staff abide by those policies.
Right. Well, members of City Council are frequently criticized in a very public way. If you are the subject of public criticism, how would you respond to that?
So it's imperative that I remain professional, because criticism is real, but constructive criticism is also important.
Right.
Because if there's something that I can pull out of it to improve in, that's more important. Because people are going to talk.
They're going to talk.
And a lot of people that are going on and deceased, they're still being talked about.
And they are. They're talking about Jesus.
So people are going to talk regardless. And it's imperative that, like I said, all criticism is not bad. But if I can find constructive criticism, something that'll make me better, because I don't know everything. But if you call me and I don't know it, God knows I'm going to try to figure it out. So that's the biggest thing there.
Mr. Daggs, if there's anything else that you would like to express or convey directly to the citizens of Ayden, please take this time to do so.
Yes. The seat is not about me, it's about you. What I offer is a fresh perspective grounded in everyday experience in life. I know what it is like to live in Ayden. I know what it is like to work hard. I know what it is like to stretch a dollar. But most importantly, I want you to know that I'm not backed by status. I'm backed by purpose. I'm not invested in a title. I'm invested in you. And with you, in me, we can get this thing done and make Ayden a place that people want to call home.
Davon Daggs, Ward 3 candidate for the Town of Ayden Board of Commissioners. Thanks for watching Meet the Candidate. I'm Bianca Mewborn. Have a great day.